Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, we're going to be looking at the recent Lunar crafting event. A lot of times they have these crafting events in games. Sometimes it's good stuff, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just like you just do what you're going to do. This one seems, I don't know if I'd want to call it a mixed bag, but I think it's going to cover anybody who's just going to play the game. It's good. And then anybody who wants to super min-max, there's a couple things you might want to know. So we're going to kind of go through that a little bit, look at the event, check out what's in there. I'll point out some of the things you might need to do if you want to maximize some of that. It's not super difficult to figure out trading grounds. If you want to help the YouTube algorithm out, because I already said that, feel free to hammer down that like button, comment below, notification bell, subscribe, all that kind of thing, and we'll appreciate you, right? So anyway, let's get into this and see what we got.
Bring me WolverThor!
So, like I mentioned, it's probably worthwhile pointing out that I am in training grounds here. So that comes, that's one of the things that you really need to have going on. I hope that you charged up your time. So use that full, additional 6 hours, because you'll need it if you want to optimize that sort of thing. So let's go back. You can see I've been running in here for like 6 or 7 hours today. We'll first show you exactly what we're talking about, and then we'll look at a quick spreadsheet. Anybody who knows me from my MSF days knows that's stuff that I sometimes dabble in. So yeah, so we'll look at this here. So we've got hey Flash, so we've got this at the workshop in the Omega Flight is the Lunar New Year craft event, and it's simple. There's 4 boxes. You need these mats to get them, to craft these things. These lunar tokens come through a variety of different ways. I'll go through that in a little bit, but it's basically blitz, raid, special ops, logging in for 6 days, and I think training grounds, I think, is everything. I didn't see any offers, so if you saw any, let me know, but I don't think there were. So the boxes we have here, there's 4. You can see that the first 3, the top 3, you've got Lunar, which you can do 10, Gold Supply 5, Convergium 5, and you've got an infinite amount of Alpha Companion shard boxes. So let's look at the Lunar one first. It costs 500 to make. Inside of it, you'll see you're likely to get a draw ticket and or training time ticket or Sin Particle. You're most likely to get a draw ticket. It's like, okay, I'd love 10 Sin Particles is pretty solid. That's not a bad reward. I wouldn't really want any of these, frankly. The gold isn't bad, I guess. 500k gold isn't bad, small chance. I don't want these Convergium. I don't want this raid ticket. And frankly, I don't want the synchronized particles at this point. This is me. And I really wouldn't love the gold. So I really kind of want this, but it's sort of a 50-50 chance here where you end up. This is probably the least exciting to me, on top of probably this 100k gold, which of course is 15% within here. So if you're going to get this set, you're probably going to get the 100k gold, which I don't really love. So that's what they got in the Lunar box. That's it. So this most expensive box is a bunch of draw tickets and this. So it's like, all right, what's in the gold supply box? This is a little over half less. So that's 200 per, and you only get 5 total. This is it. So you're likely going to get 50k gold, or anywhere from 50 to 150k gold. What is that? 75, 80, 90% chance to get between 50 and 150k. So I don't know. I'm not going to open any of those. I'm also sitting in a pretty good gold position. I think if you find yourself where you're farming a lot of the days, you don't need to worry about that too much. Convergium particle supply, a very similar, also costs 200, also maximum 5. You're most likely going to end up with this anywhere from 100 to it's interesting. Why does it say 50 to Okay, so these are reading as if the total chance to get these now. That's interesting. So they're saying 75% of the chances within there. So you've got a 50% chance to get these. Has this always been this way? I don't remember it reading that way. 10, 50. Wow, all right. I didn't realize. Okay, so that sums it up total. So it gives you the actual percents on there of the actual drops. Oops, jumped ahead one. So anyway, just pick that up now. Good for me. So anyway, you're likely to get this unstable convergium particle. So they're not doubling up on the percents there, where it's 50% of the 75%. It's just straight up 50%. And here, your next highest chance outside of the 25%. So you've got a 75%. To me, I don't want anything to do with that. This is okay. And then this is pretty rare. You're unlikely to get any of those. But you know, it's okay. You know, convergium is a critical resource in the game. So, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I'd consider opening those as last resort. And then these alpha companion shard boxes, it ranges from, I mean, first off, you're going to get a common, okay? And understand that it ranges anywhere from 2 to 10, okay? And these 2s have the highest percent, of course. So it goes from 1.2% to whatever the 10 drops are, 0.118 basically. So I don't love that. I don't really, I would not buy. And then you've got the rares that you could get, no specials, just these are all rares from 2 to 10 again, that you can get. You know, you'd be lucky to get 10 shards of one, but don't hold your breath on that. So that's what you got in the boxes. For me, man, I'm still, it's funny. I looked at these earlier and I thought I had decided, you know, which ones I thought like, oh, this is, you know, but there's part of me that just doesn't love getting some of these things in here where it's just like, you know, you get that raid ticket, you know, obviously you want the draws and they've got the highest percent outside of 100K gold. I don't really want the 100K gold. So that, I mean, given how expensive they are, I don't know if I love that. So maybe try a couple of these and then I probably will jump to these convergiums, even though I don't love this. You know, convergium is sort of supreme at this moment. So I don't know. I'd consider gold too normally, but I have a lot of gold. And I'd love to get companions for whatever scraps I've got left over. So the question is, you know, getting these, right? So if you're not already aware, you get some for logging in. There are also some that pop through some of the events that they've got on here. So this one, training grounds extra. So you get the token from training grounds. I'll show you in a spreadsheet. Basically, the math that I got through it was what was it? About 120 an hour is essentially what I got. So, and that was from about 7 hours of running through there. So if you want to, you know, get a little bit more, you can go through there and do that. That's up to you. Blitz, do your blitzes, you get 50 per day. Raids, do your blitzes, you get 50 per day. Spec Ops, do that, you'll get 100 per day. And then you get some for logging in, you get 200 per day for 6 days. And they had that specifically on the forum and in a post that they had for the one of their dev notes. So now that we've got kind of the base of what they've got going on here, I'm going to show you the spreadsheet part that I've got for this. And we'll zoom in here a little bit so you can kind of see this. But all right, so again, we've already gone through how to get these, but you can see the math behind it. So, you know, over the course of 14 days, because that's how long the event is, you see you could get, you know, 700 from Blitz, 700 from Raids, 1,400 for the Spec Ops. Log in. I dropped that to the 7 days because you only get that for the 7 days that you're actually doing it. It's not the full 14. I wish that would have been the case, but it's not. And then training grounds, I only have 6 hours total in there, 3 for this week and 3 for next week, assuming you just do the minimum. I didn't want to assume anybody's going to charge anything. So if you do that, my math there was 49.17, which means that, well, I'll get to that in a second. So that's okay. All right, fine. Now, to me, you then want to see, well, what does that get me? All right, so let's scroll over here. And this is what we already looked at here. So we've got the different boxes, how much it costs, how many you can craft of it. So the max cost to craft these. Obviously, to craft all of them, it's 7K, and then anything you want for the alpha companion boxes. So it's really gonna, because now remember, from what I'm seeing, if you just do your regular stuff, you're gonna get just shy of 5,000, pretty close. So you might want to, if you want to get that 5,000, if that's the one you see the most value in, you're gonna want to. And this is the part where the crux of the video is. make sure to plan a little bit if you do want to do the ultimate min-maxing. It's not a lot, but do your training ground tickets. Make sure you get some of those to get a little bit more to get the 5K. If you want to get super crazy and get all the gold, all the convergium, then yeah, you need to do a little bit more. What I've got over here is assuming you're throwing in, 6 hours each week, an additional 6. So if you're not aware, Training Grounds allows you for 3 hours free per week, plus you can charge another 6 hours of training time. So I'm adding those 6 hours, 6 added hours. So it's 9 total per week, but I'm taking just the 6 added and putting that into an additional line item here. It's like, well, if I did 6 each, then I'll get another roughly 1,500, which gets me about a total of 6,300 of the lunar mats, which, okay, that's great. That means I can finish 2 of these, or maybe I do this one and half of this one and half of that one, and then I use this for the spillover. And to me, this is sort of the nice thing about this event. It's like, okay, you don't necessarily need to get them all, and I think that's fine. I think the way they set it up is it's super simple. There's not a lot of complexity to it, nor should there be. Any game that really requires you to do massive spreadsheets and get crazy with things, I really start to get a little finicky about. Granted, that's what I did a lot in, my previous, the game that I'm playing still, Marvel Strike Force, where it's spreadsheet, but that gets a little tiring. So this one wasn't too bad. I wanted to throw it together, and anybody who's really trying to min-max or think about it, this is it. So that's pretty much what I got covered. Let me know in the description below, or I'm sorry, the comments below, what you think of this event. Did I miss something here? Is there other ways to get these that I'm just not seeing? I'm happy. It's simple, free to play friendly. That's about all you can ask for in something like this. There's not something that, the whales are going to come in and spend a bunch of money on to get over somebody else. So thank you, Netmarble, for that, I guess. Everybody likes free stuff. I'll take free stuff. Hammer down like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe if you like. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a Discord link in the description below. It's the easiest way to come follow along with any content, chat, etc. Try to help folks out as much as we can there. And until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.